To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Okay, so I'm back at the tiny house build again today, and I'm going to continue to work on our shower project. And so for the last week or so, I've been working to get all our plumbing and the shower installed with the drain going down to the septic tank. Today, I'll be working to get the water heater installed. And so you can see that I have my RV water hose here and my vent. So the RV water hose is going to hook up to an RV pump out of the tank, and the pump is going to pump water through the hose into the house through the vent. This vent is going to be multi-purpose. It's also going to run the wires to the RV pump, and it's going to pump heat into the tank from the house. So I'm just going to put a little fan in here, a little computer fan, and just kind of blow air into this throughout the winter. Now, somebody suggested, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, it's a really good idea. Try reversing the fan in the summer, because water will cool down at night, right? That cool water, we could blow the temperature into the house, and it may be enough to cool down the house enough to keep us comfortable. And that's a really good idea, because I don't think that this house is going to get very hot during the summer, because we're shaded by 3 oak trees. Last summer, when it was too hot to go down into the camper, we were running the air conditioner through the hottest part of the day, but you know, we would come up here and just sit. At the time, there was just a floor here, that's all there was. And we would sit up here in our lawn chairs underneath the trees. I think that's a good idea, that if we pump the cool temperature from the tank into the house, that would give us just plenty. We may not have to run the air conditioner on. That would be fantastic. That would be huge money savings, because last summer we would run the air conditioner off the solar panels. The problem is I'm running electricity all the way up to here, and I don't want to pull that much amperage through the solar panels and the inverter and all that, all the way up to here. So if we have to run the air conditioner next summer, it's going to have to be off the generator. It doesn't use a lot of gas. A tank of gas lasts about 8 hours with the air conditioner, 11 hours without it. So I like that idea. Great idea. So for me, today is Sunday, and I'm waiting for a guy to deliver some firewood. He said he would be here this morning. Well, he actually said he'd be here yesterday, but he called yesterday and had to cancel, said he'd be here this morning. It's almost 9 o'clock now, 8:30. Of course, I'm an early riser, so morning may be 11 o'clock to him, but I keep waiting for his call. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna do a little simple projects. I'm gonna hang some more metal right above the shower. I talked about this yesterday, and then we're gonna install our on-demand water heater right here. That way the hot water heater can reflect off the wall. Just trying to be a little bit extra safe. The water heater is not unsafe. I just want to be extra safe. And then while I'm at it, I will go ahead and install the tin metal behind the stove. Before I get started, I want to tell you, this place, this little cabin is just perfect. I mean, it's really the dream. I didn't know that little 200 square foot house would be this big of the dream, but it is really the dream. So this morning I came up here and it was still dark. I wanted to put more firewood in the stove, so I just decided I'd bring my phone up here. I could watch a little bit of YouTube, and so I sat right here in my chair and I just watched the stove, and I had my head spotlight and I put it over there just on the windowsill, and I shined it up to the ceiling, and the reflection just lit up the whole room. It was really incredible how well that lit up the room. So we're not going to need a lot of light. As a matter of fact, I might just try to find a little battery operated light like that and just use it and charge it, during the night after we go to bed. I almost recorded it, but I didn't know how well it showed up, and the camera was down in the camper, and Carolyn was asleep, so I didn't want to wake her up. But it was so relaxing. It's just a little space, but it's got everything we need, or we'll have everything we need. It is really the dream, a little cabin in the woods. So I'm going to get started and just hang that metal. It's not going to be a big project. It should be pretty simple. Just a lot of cutting. Okay, so now I'm going to hang that silver paneling behind the wood stove here. Technically, you're supposed to space out whatever board you're going to use, whatever you're going to do, 1 inch away from the wall. So they sell these little spacers. They're 1 inch spacers. So you put that in between the material you're going to use and the wall, and you screw your screw through that. I bought mine off Amazon. Red Devil Fireproof Wall Shield Spacers kit. Comes with screws. I'm not going to use the screws. I'm going to use my own screws. Metal screws I use for the outside wall, the metal wall, because it's got a long bite and I'm drilling into wood. So it's got to be a 1 inch space on the top, a 1 inch space on the bottom. Well, I'm giving almost, what, maybe 2 feet of space on the top, so I'm not worried about that. I'm not going all the way to the top. So I got little spacers at the bottom. Give me 1 inch. Okay, so I got that little piece up there, so that's where the water heater will go. And like I said in yesterday's video, it'll hang down just below the shower line in case there's a leak. The hose connection goes underneath there. So if it leaks, it'll leak right there and drip down into the shower and not into the wall. And then I got that done. So that'll provide a nice reflection of heat, just like the ceiling does. The ceiling just does an amazing job reflecting heat. So I wanted to show you the spacing right here. See, I can get my hand underneath there. There's the spacer. And so that's supposed to provide cooling and ventilation underneath there. Carolyn has started laying the underlayment for the floor. Of course, she's sitting right over there, but haha, you can't see her. So the guy with the firewood showed up. So I'm gonna go out there and show you what we got. So that's what he brought me. And as soon as he brought it, I knew it wasn't 20%. There's some in here that is, and you can feel it. You can, when you pick it up, you'll know that's lighter than, you see, you can just feel it. You just know that's not 20%. And so what you gotta do is you gotta split the wood, and then you take your moisture tester and then you test it. So there you'll see it's 23%. I will probably go ahead and use 23%. I can get 23% to burn, but when you get up into the 25% range, it really starts to become a problem. This one is at 24.6. So that one's probably there, 24.9. That one's probably not usable. So we might be able to fish through some of this and get some dry firewood. Now what I've been doing all day in between me putting up panels is looking to see if I have anything, because I haven't actually come up to this pile and tested anything. And we do have some here. I find a piece here and there. Problem is it's way down at the bottom, like this down here, that's dry. So I'll have to unstack it to get it. But what I'll do the rest of the winter is I'm just gonna go fishing for it. Bring my tester out here, I'll split a piece. The thing doesn't burn very much. You know, you can bring in 8-10 pieces and it'll last you all day. So I absolutely knew it wouldn't be dry. Everything you read on the web says, be careful. If you're looking for seasoned wood, and they do, they advertise seasoned wood, cured for a year. That's not been cured for a year. Maybe 6 to 8 months, but not a year. It's not that they're lying, it's just they don't know any better. Modern wood stoves really require 20% or less moisture content in the center of the wood. And the only way to obtain that is not, you know, they say throw it on top of the stove. That doesn't work. I've tried it, it doesn't work. It doesn't dry it out any faster. Air, wind, you know, wind throughout the year, and the sun is what dries it out. You can Google it, it's very clear. So it's not that they're lying to you. They just don't know any better. So when I asked him 20%, he said, well, it'd be close. Well, close doesn't really cut it here. When I picked up the first piece, he says, where are we at? And I said, 26%. Oh, that's pretty close. But you can cut down a fresh tree in the middle of summer and get 30 to 35%. So that tells me it was only out there 6-8 months. And drying. Now we have plenty of firewood. We'll be able to fish through it. We'll be able to find enough, and we won't dip in next year's stockpile. That was my biggest concern. So just be cautious. and know what you're getting into when you start buying firewood. You're just as in much trouble as if you went out there and cut your own. I hope I can inspire you to start finishing up your dream. Thanks for watching.